Welcome back, everyone, and this is episode 5 of No Silver Linings. I am your keeper today, Mark, and with me as always are this lovable band of investigators who are in this slightly unlovable situation, and it's about to get a little bit more unlovable as time goes on. To do a quick recap of where we left off in the previous episode, we started with Ulick and Professor Miles retiring back to Ulick O'Shea's house. Not before having a little nightcap before, but Ulick was adamant to get back to feed his dog, which the professor soon realised upon entering that Ulick's dog was no longer amongst the living. It was taxidermised and hung above the mantelpiece over the fire. And therein they had a rather in-depth conversation about the puka and Ulick's past, and revealed a few kind of stark revelations to the professor as to Ulick's background and potential trauma. He also spoke of how he genuinely does feed his dog, leaving a piece of bacon on the mantel every night and waking up to find it completely gone. The professor, not buying into this story completely, investigated the mantelpiece the following morning, and lo and behold, the piece of bacon had vanished without a trace of anyone tampering with it. Furthermore, Professor Miles saw that Ulick was indeed quite paranoid that this vengeful spirit known as the puka was after him, as he had installed his own home security system, a rake with several sharp nails attached to the end. Upon opening the front door of Ulick's house, some poor unsuspecting visitor would be certainly impaled if they did not have their wits about them. As night broke into day, the Washington, D.C. native Benson Cartwright awoke to hear a knock on the door. It was the sergeant from the police station in Nina, and he had a conversation that he overheard him with Cathal Sullivan that Eugene Grace did shoot Jack Ryan, but that is not, or Jack Sullivan, excuse me, that it wasn't a shotgun blast that killed him, it was poisoning by silver nitrate. But no one is quite sure as to, I suppose, how Jack got a fatal dose of this substance, let alone knowing what silver nitrate actually even is. But Cathal did, or Charlie did raise the question that perhaps maybe this substance was found in the mines, but as far as Cathal is aware, silver is a metal and nothing more. So we made a plan for the morning. Ulick and Professor Miles were going to head to Peter Houlihan's house this morning, and we have Charlie and Benson heading to the library while Cathal runs a few errands inside in town. So we're going to start today. The curtain's going to come up with Professor Miles and Ulick O'Shea wandering down the streets, the street of the Silver Mines village towards Peter Houlihan's house. But not before, of course, doing our intros. And let's get started with Dave.
Hey, hi, I'm Dave, DM for the Soft Realm Saga and Journey to the Radiant Citadel over on the Emerald Collective's Twitch channel. Today I'll be playing Ulick O'Shea, Ulick the Tick, who is affectionately known as in the village of Silver Mines and Nina. Ulick was a member of the Royal Irish Regiment and fought in the trenches in World War One, but had a rather traumatic and occult experience there, and so was treated in an insane asylum before he was brought back to or sent back to his hometown of Silver Mines, to which something awful happened and his mother died. So he's the man about town who just drinks too much and falls home, and everyone doesn't believe a word he says when he's talking about the puka.
Yes, indeed, and also has turned a blind eye to the stares of the natives of the village that the professor has recently made note of in the previous episode. Speaking of which, next up we have Ryan.
Hi guys, I am Ryan, aka Deranged Rhino, as you should all know by now, and today I am playing Professor Montgomery Miles. He's a mild-mannered gentleman who is fast into his books and slow out of any kind of adventures, really, but this has been rather challenging and also interesting to see the minds of the people around such a bizarre turn of events, especially that of Ulick, who seems to be suffering from my, perspective at least, a little bit of PTSD. And I'm wondering now if the puka is really real.
Alrighty, and next up then we have Keith.
Hello, my name is Keith, and I am in control of Charlie Mitchell. Charlie is a gentrified landowner and antiquarian from the nearby Abbey in Temple Moor. I have more than a little bit of an interest in the occult and have been brought here down to Silver Mines to have a look at this strange goings-on and see what really has happened to this chap and is the occult involved.
Thank you very much, and last but not least we have Dean.
Hello, I am Dean, or Dino Bags for everybody that knows me. I met these guys when I fell out of a portaloo and met them at a bar table. I am playing Benson Cartwright, a bit of an investigator and gunslinger from the States, and he wants to find out a lot about anything otherworldly. He has his own reasons for it, but yeah, so far he does not like the police service about here because they're not doing their job correctly.
Not something a little bit of private investigation won't solve around these parts.
Mm-hmm.
And we will get to Benson's investigation in just a little bit, but first we will begin with Ulick and Professor Miles. And
yeah, because I think Ulick, first off, if you don't mind me, just doing something that I meant to do last episode, Ulick will just stop dead in his tracks, just stop, and he'll look around. Oh, fuck's sake. Professor.
What is the matter?
After leaving me bacon back in the house.
I'm pretty sure I saw you putting it in your pocket.
That was for me. I'm after leaving the other fella's bacon, the dog, the Madra's bacon.
Well, I'll tell you what then. And he'll pull a bit of bacon out of his own pocket.
No, I'm not taking that bacon. We need to go back. We need to go back now.
Okay. We'll have to walk there now. I believe Carl has driven off.
Car heading up my arse, so
okay.
Yeah, we'll have to walk.
Okay. Yes.
You're not fair, by the way. You're not fair. Like it'd take you all of 5 minutes to walk back.
So once we're in a quiet point of where there's no one staring at him, there's no one passing by, Ulick will he'll sort of, while still walking along, he won't look at him, but he'll just say, right, to let them think we were leaving. He'll pull out that small key that he found. Say, I found this hidden under a floorboard in that house. I want to see what it opens. I want to see why you would hide a key.
Oh, very clever. Okay.
I'm not as green as I'm cabbage looking, am I?
I figured that was just from the drink, but okay.
But, well, that'll be my red nose. But anyway, right. Now, let's go. And you'll hand it to him just to see if I'm sure professors have fancy desks with, certain keys. That's just to see if he kind of recognizes it. You ever seen this type of key before?
I would invite you, Professor Miles, to make a no roll, which is your education.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to spend the 6 points to make that a correction, a good roll.
That is an 80 over 74 for those listening. And
can I give it a go before he spends that, or?
Sure. Why not?
Okay, just for the hell of it, like. Oh God,
that is a 94 over 65.
I spent it.
It's been spent already.
So yeah, Professor Miles, you've seen various amount of keys in your time, and this one is like a kind of a old kind of fashioned, like used for a more ornate lock kind of key. It's not like your run of the mill kind of front of the house door, or like internal bedrooms, or even for a padlock or anything like that. This is for a kind of a more kind of ornate lock, something you'd find on like a bureau, or like those kind of desks that have the kind of cover you pull down over it and you can lock it, or even for a piano, the ways the lid goes closed down and you can lock those on some models as well. So it's for a more ornate lock, judging by the size and the shape and the design of the key.
Yes, this is a most interesting key, Ulick. Tell me, was there like a do you know, like a bureau or like a cupboard that seemed to be quite well made, that seems to...
I deliberately didn't look, because when I found the key, the trick to not being surveilled, the trick to being smooth, is to forget you even found the thing, put it in your pocket. Don't go looking for the lock as soon as you find the key. Wait for a day. That's what my granny always said to me.
When he says about being smooth and picking up something and just forgetting about it as if it didn't happen, the thought has to cross Montgomery's mind of, is this what he did with the bacon? He doesn't say it, but he does think it. Well, yes, let's head on there. Do you know a way to get back there where we're not quite on the obvious trail?
Yeah. You'll need to be quick, though. We've got to go through 2 back gardens, and there's apple trees in there. That awful bastard. McGowan. He'll come out with the shotgun now. I'm telling you now, you need to leg it through that garden, right? So we're over 2 walls, around the back lane, into McGowan's garden. Once we're through that, we need to run like fuck, because he'll think I'm robbing apples again. Only picking up the ones that fell.
Okay, I can assure you, my good man, I might be stout of body, but I am pretty quick. I'm quite agile.
You'll be shot up the arse.
Well, I most certainly don't want that. Otherwise, they'll be investigating my death next.
Let's go.
Very well, and as luck would have it, McGowan is out of the house this morning, so I'm not going to have anyone die by falsely accused of picking apples.
Definitely pick up a few. I will definitely pick up a few apples. And
he's gone down to the local tavern to play some music on the piano.
So you arrive back at Jack Sullivan's house, and you find that the front door is locked. Cahill must have locked it after him.
Check the windows. I'll go around the right, you go around the left, and we'll see if we can find a way in.
Try that key in the front door there. It might work.
I can almost assure you this is not for the door, but I would try. And I'm going to try it, but I'm not going to try it in any way that gives any pressure on the key.
Yeah, it doesn't fit. The lock of the front door is far too big. This key is definitely not it.
He knew. He just wanted to see him try it.
I would ask both of you though. Whoever has the lowest luck rolls, this is a group luck roll. So whoever has the lowest can go ahead.
37.
It's definitely you.
Yeah, you're a lucky bastard. Eh? Okay, here we go. Here comes a luck roll.
I would say that. Have you seen my rolls?
57 over 37.
So that is a fail. There are no unlocked windows on the premises. You go around trying each individual window, but all locked.
Look, Professor, I'm slight of frame. I'm a wiry fucker. Wouldn't be the first chimney I've climbed down. Give us a boost.
Okay, yes, I will try. I definitely wouldn't be fitting down there, not without some sort of magic anyway.
Well, I might be able to unlock the door from the inside, or at least unlock a window for you to get in.
Are we actually doing this? Are you climbing down the chimney?
I mean, it's the only way I can see That's it. Unless he's left a spare key under a rock or hidden around it. I mean, Ulick's happy to look in the usual places.
I will take that luck roll that you did as part of the windows and say there is no stray key.
Well, then, I mean, look, we're going to have to go in. We're going to have to go down the chimney.
All right, let's do this.
Is there a ladder outside that we can put up against the building, or?
I will invite you, Professor Miles, to make a luck roll as you go down to the garden shed out the back.
Okay. Let's see. A hard success with a 23 over 53.
You do indeed not only find a stepladder, but you find a ladder that will get. This is a 2-story dwelling, so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a long fall.
This will definitely make Ulick's ascension to the roof, the slated roof, as a little easier anyway, at least. But it is quite a ways down.
I'll obviously be holding the ladder for him.
So I'm not going to ask you to make a check for climbing the ladder, Ulick. But as you get to the top gutter of this 2-story dwelling, you can see pretty much nearly every house in the village from where you are, and you kind of look on up towards the church that sits basically at the foot of the Silver Mines Mountains nearly, and you can already see a few kind of faces, just figures in the distance, just kind of turning and kind of just doing that kind of, who the hell is that up there on the roof? Like no one's kind of coming to rush over and investigate it, and they don't know it's you from that distance. But if you do indeed set foot on the slated roof, can I ask you to make a climb check or a dexterity check, whichever you prefer?
End of Ulick,
because it's not a vertical climb.
Okay, cool. I've got dexterity 45. Where do I see climb?
Climb should be
20, so I suppose I'll do dexterity.
Yeah, that's fine. If it was a 90-degree angle, then I'd be asking for a straight climb. But
there's 33 out of 45 is a success.
Yeah, you reach the chimney stack. You're sure enough of your footing. You're like a mountain goat up there. So you reach the chimney stack without much hassle. You're as sure-footed as a mountain goat up there.
Okay, well he'll go and is this one of these houses that has like several chimneys that will go down to fireplaces in each room, or is it that fancy?
It's not that fancy, no. It's kind of a single stack, but there's like 2 fireplaces that share a stack, if you know what I mean.
Okay. Well, he will go down the one that's not lit.
Neither of them would be. Didn't light there would have been a fire burning last night, so it might be warm, but it's not scalding or scorching hot.
Right, so he'll look down to Professor Monty Miles and go, "Here, Professor."
Yes.
He'll fish the bacon out of his pocket and he'll throw down, "Mind me rashers. Don't fucking eat them. They're from Madra. No."
I'd have thought you'd have taken them with you to have them smoked. Ha.
You're a funny fucker, aren't you?
I have my moments.
What?
I said I have my moments.
Right. So he's going to hop down the chimney and do his best to sort of just scooch down. If there's a chimney that will lead to a fireplace on the first floor, he'll try and find that rather than one that will lead down 2 stories in case he falls.
Can I ask you to make a climb check as you descend this chimney stack? It's a tight squeeze. You kind of have your back pressed up against the wall, but it's and your hands and feet kind of on the opposite end of the stack as you kind of shimmy down. But your hand and your foot get a hold of some loose soot, and you kind of begin to fall down this chimney. Your back scraping up against the concrete, tearing away soot as you fall down. Professor Miles, all you can hear from the outside is just this kind of can I ask you to make a dexterity check?
So hopefully this is down to the first floor and not to the bottom floor.
Because you're falling, this will be you're going downtown.
Oh, we're going down. We're going all the way down. Okay.
You're going down to Browntown.
Oh,
guy.
Jesus, lads. This is the end of Ulick.
I'm going to be putting the ladder away as well in this time.
Just to hide the evidence. I just walked it down.
I'm actually
over.
I know nothing.
You fall and you try and grab. You try your best to just grab onto something, anything to just kind of steady your fall because you can't angle your body to kind of break your fall. You're going down feet first and smack crash into the ground floor. You take 6 points of damage.
Oh shit.
What's your what is your total HP, max HP?
It says hit points 10 out of 10.
Okay, so you are after taking more than half damage. That is a major wound. Can you make a constitution check?
Major
You
wound.
snapped your ass.
When you take more than half your max HP in damage,
Broke his ass bone.
Ulick just trapped in a chimney, broken and still sideways
Ulick, you have
inside a locked house.
Broke ass. Give
the
him a broke
last
ass.
thing you hear before you pass out, Ulick, is the sound of a snap.
Broke his ass.
Professor Miles, you just heard this noise and then this hard thud and nothing more.
That's mad. 6 hit points and you get mowed.
Okay, so the professor's kind of panicking a little bit. One of the back windows. Is there a way? Is this like a sash window, like a slide up?
Yeah,
type
it slides up. Yeah.
Okay, so the professor is going to try and have a look to see if he can work out how he could kind of jimmy it open if he can, like whether it's just like a forceful like pull it up or if he would actually need to break a window to do it.
I will allow a strength check to try and kind of shimmy this window open.
Okay, that's a 36 out of 50, so a success.
So maybe like when you heard that slashy or sloshy noise coming from the chimney stack, followed by a thump literal seconds later, and you call out for Ulick and hear no response, you're kind of almost fueled by adrenaline. You're like, oh shit. And you get the window and you just kind of, in one just pull, you break the lock on the inside, but you don't break the window itself. And you're able to climb on inside should you choose to do so, which I presume you probably might.
He's going to, but he's going to put the sleeves of his jacket over his hands. You know, like how you'd like put it into your palm, then you hold it with your fingers.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to like do that to climb in and out to make sure he doesn't leave any identifying prints.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. No problem.
And then he's going to go up to what he would presume to be the chimney based on the sound and where he could see he was climbing in and stuff.
Yeah, so you would the fireplace on the ground floor is in the kind of drawing room or the living room where he spent a couple of hours yesterday evening. And
Okay.
as you enter the room, there at the grate, there's kind of soot flying all over the place. It's kind of like an explosion of soot and smoke. You see Ulick laying at the fireplace, and you just see this kind of plume of black smoke just kind of coursing up into the air, up the chimney stack as he had flattened himself off the sooty fireplace.
And almost in like Monty's own PTSD from the night before, seeing Ulick as this black, smoky creature, just it gives him a feeling of pure dread, even if only for that split second of like, wow, okay, maybe he was right, maybe it was him. And then he kind of, comes to his senses like, oh, don't be silly. It's just coal and soot and dust. But there's still that apprehension in him to even go near the fireplace for that split second. I'm going to go and check that he's still breathing and that he is actually still alive.
You go over to Ulick, whose eyes are closed, but sprawled at a kind of awkward angle up against the kind of his head is kind of propped up at the back of the fireplace, and the rest of his body is just kind of sprawled, kind of tumbled out onto the floor in the living room. Can I ask you to make a first aid check, please?
Okay. Oof, that's a 98 over 30.
That's
So
actually a
fair.
fumble.
Oh shit.
Broke
Okay.
his other laugh. Ooh.
So you go over to Ulick, who's passed out on the, and you go to kind of put two fingers on his neck. You feel a pulse. He's still alive, but you're like, oh, thank God, and you attempt to start like clearing away all the soot and the dust off his body, and you press on quite a sore part of Ulick's body. But he is too passed out to notice that. But when you finished dusting him off, you notice that your hand is matted with this soot, and as you go to wipe it away with your other hand, there's blood on it. Ulick has sustained an injury of some sort. Back at the library, about that time,
Smash cut.
about that time that Charlie and Benson are arriving, and you walk through the doors. It's quite empty this morning. Kind of quiet, as the same as it was yesterday, Charlie. And again, you see this Miss Malloy behind the counter that you spoke with the previous day. And she's kind of just stacking a couple of books onto a trolley, getting ready to kind of go out onto the floor and start organizing the start of the day. When she notices you and say, good morning, welcome, back already. I don't suppose you've read both of those books already, have you?
Well, I was lucky enough now to have a bit of time yesterday evening, and I took a good bite out of one of them. It was very, very enjoyable. But we've returned, or rather, I've returned. I've brought some with me. His Mr. Cartwright, Mr. Benson Cartwright. Mr. Cartwright, this is Kira. She works here at the library. It's been very, very useful and very helpful.
How do you do?
Good morning, Kira. How are you?
I'm quite well, thank you.
We do have a little bit more research to do. We've got some information we'd like to look into. Looking for information on something called Silver Nitrate. Are you familiar with this? Where would we find information about this?
I'm not very familiar with that kind of thing, but we do have books on scientific compounds and other things of that nature.
Fantastic. Yes, we'll have a look at that. And I'd also like to see some information about what happens to the body after death, long-term effects, decomposition, decay, that kind of thing.
Also, if you don't mind, could we have any literature on effects on the body, maybe biology, something to do with, I don't know, poisoning, maybe, and ways to prevent such poisoning? Presumably around our silver nitrate.
I'll do my very best to look through our catalogue on things we may potentially have here. Why don't you gentlemen take a seat and...
Not a problem. If you get any refreshments, tea or coffee or...
Well, not particularly, no, I'm afraid.
That's fine. I'm reaching in this coat. Mint. Hand her a wee small wrapped mint.
Thank you. Well, we do have a small break room here. It doesn't. I could bring you gentlemen a cup of tea, but you might keep them on a different table as those of the books you're perusing, if you would be so kind.
Perfectly understandable, of course.
Very well.
Of course.
Can I ask both of you to make a library use check, please?
Yes, and I just want to ask as well, Keeper, what information? So I know that we discovered, or someone discovered, a ledger. Was that information shared with the group? The names on the ledger specifically.
There were. Ulick read them out, did he not?
He read them out to himself, did he not?
Would he have in the following morning?
No, sorry, no, you're right. I think
he did, yeah.
He did actually, yeah. He just didn't mention the key.
Excellent. I would like to then look up the names look up the four names that were circled. George Townsend, James Heaston, William Davies, Christopher Sutton. See if I can get information on them.
What I might do in that case is I will take Benson's library use check as that for the stuff for the silver nitrate, and I will take your library use check for that one, if that's how you want to play it. Because so a single library use check takes up half a day, so I don't suppose you want to spend an entire day in the library.
No, that sounds good. Yeah, I think we can do
And if you get a
that.
hard success or extreme success, it takes less than half a day. It takes just
Encyclopedia Britannica, go to Silver Nitrate preventions.
Yeah. Can we just like Google it?
Have you not got a tablet here?
Yeah. Okay, do you want to roll first? Dino?
Oh, come on, baby. Oh,
You can do it.
35 I've got. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
25 under 35. Get it all up.
Nice.
okay. I might take Charlie's roll as well. Just
I get one of those moments where it's the start of the Big Bang Theory. Me.
Okay, here we go. I have to get 50. Oh, I got 50 out of 50.
I'll slot over here like the Spook Squad class.
so it's a very productive day at the library for you, gentlemen.
Class, love a bit of library.
Benson, as you are perusing various medical journals and a couple of handbooks on chemical compounds and other things that are very old books that haven't looked like anyone's really picked them up in quite some time, you don't really glean as much information as you would have liked, but you do get some key points about silver nitrate. After perusing through a couple of chapters, you learn that limited exposure would just be it would be like a skin and eye irritant, but prolonged exposure to silver nitrate is fatal, especially in higher concentrations. Cause the side or whatever happens to the body, we'll say, when succumbing to silver nitrate poisoning is the skin and the lips of the person poisoned by it turn blue. And you also learn that it was kind of used as a crude method of cauterizing or kind of used in really old medical practices for the treatment of like deep cuts to kind of cauterize wounds. It had a nickname, called it lunar caustic.
Is there anything about prevention in anything I've read?
Or
even maybe
like
reversing
it gives, it kind of gives like general safety advice, wear gloves when handling it, all this kind of crack. But it appears that if it gets on your skin or if you breathe it in, those are the main kind of causes of the poisoning. So
what form of matter is it? Is it liquid, powder, solid?
Sorry, it's a kind of it's solids or powder form.
It's like a chunk of silver looking. Does it look like silver?
It's kind of like a kind of whitish. Yeah.
Sorry, Keeper, can I just ask, natural occurrences, does it say anything about where that, if it might be found, does it have to be like created, or would it like occur naturally in the ground?
It can naturally occur, yeah.
It can. Excellent. And any industrial uses?
No, I suppose the only kind of practical application Benson has seen is that old use for, small quantities for treatment of wounds.
Fantastic. And the fatal exposure, you mentioned blue skin and lips, which I think the body was described as having.
Yes.
But that's not a huge revelation because we know now that he died from silver nitrate poisoning. Excellent.
And in relation to the names that you researched, you already kind of looked up the ones that were circled. They were to kind of save a bit of time, the ones that were circled in that ledger. And your search kind of doesn't prove too fruitful, but you did make note of the name Christopher Sutton that was on that list. He was the kind of the main man kind of in charge of the operation that took place in 1917. He was the kind of the rest of them aren't named. He was kind of like the site foreman, we'll say, and he kind of led operations there. But there's no reference to those four individuals, kind of like where they went to afterwards. But it does just mention that he was the main kind of foreman on the site.
Okay, fantastic. Was there any information? So the other thing I was asking about was what a body might look like 10 weeks after it died, as regards decay.
Not particularly. I don't think too many extensive studies into silver nitrate was done in that regard.
Long term.
Yeah, and you could, given the fact that the autopsy came back with 10 weeks dead, a lot of that could have been natural kind of decay because he was out in the wilderness for quite some time.
Or
10
so
weeks
we believe.
Or so you believe.
He's been fucking walking around eating his dinner for all we know.
Mystery.
So that takes us half the day. Is Jan Chap with
So
us?
I'm gonna say that takes you about 4 hours, half the working day, and
just to kind of shoot forward, did we send? Because we were talking to I'm talking like Charlie now. We were talking to the newspaper guy. Or the reporter, and I had kind of like shooed him away, dismissed him, and then kind of went back and told
Cahill is going to go talk to him today.
So Cahill's going to go speak to him.
Yeah,
excellent stuff. So he'll go and get the info and stuff we need from him. Okay, I think Charlie's happy enough. What do you think, Benson? Anything else we need to look into?
Not that I can think of right now. You've covered it quite extensively.
Capital. We can find Cahill and head back and meet the chaps.
And just as Benson is downing the last drop of tea in the mug he has in front of him, Cahill comes through the door and quite out of breath. He goes, "Gentlemen, give me a moment." And he kind of just comes on up over to your table. And he says, "Sorry."
Take it down.
Catch your breath, man.
The police didn't prove to be very helpful, but that Mr. Doyle, look at this, might be helpful. Professor Miles, back at the house. Then you are standing over Ulick's body, and he's breathing, but you can see a lot of soot kind of accumulating on his face as it's settling down the chimney.
Okay, do I feel like this is something I can settle myself? Like, is it something, like, can I work out if it's superficial or if it's deadly, or?
I'll invite you to make either a first aid or medicine, whichever you prefer.
Well, as medicine is that terrible, I guess it's going to be first aid.
Okay.
Oh, 20 of 30, so a success.
Yeah, so now that you kind of have dusted away a lot of the soot, you can kind of see a little bit more clearly kind of what kind of way, Benson. Ulick is lying on the ground, and it looks as though Ulick has definitely fractured a bone.
Like a leg, or can I tell? Like,
yeah, I kept the suspense going until you asked.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
No, look, it looks like he kind of busted up his arm a bit.
Okay, so thinking about it, okay, he's probably not going to die from that. I'm going to head upstairs quickly and unlock, or try to look for this bureau to unlock.
Don't leave him there.
Ulick's just going to
He's
chill
making
there.
sure that you're stable, but then he's going to go and grab the stuff.
So what stuff are you grabbing?
Well, I'm going to go and see, because he said where he found the key, so I'm going to go up to that room to see if there's an appropriate piece of hardware that would go for the lock.
You give it a good once over, but you don't see any lock befitting of that key.
Okay. So I wasn't in the room where he got the key. I'm going to come back down. Can I just have a quick search around, just a very quick look round as to, okay, where could this possibly go?
I'm not going to ask you to roll for that, because there is in the liquor cabinet indeed a sealed compartment with a keyhole.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to try it and see if it works in that. Again, I'm not trying it to bust the key, so if it seems like it's going to, I would stop.
If it what, sorry?
Like, I'm putting the key in, but like if it feels like it's going to snap the
key. No. It turns naturally in the lock. Okay. And inside you find a rolled up piece of paper that I'm going to share with you now.
Ooh, paper.
And as you unfurl this sheet of paper, it says it is the. I'll let you read out what the imprint says on it, but it's a map of the mining site for the project back in January 1917, and there are various markings on that map, so you can see this kind of like quarry-like area on the map. It's has designated points, so you see the little circle points for closed mines from years and years and years ago, and then you can see the triangle marks on this map mark drilling sites labeled 1 through 6 in no kind of particular order around the map. And you can see the little diamond shape thing on the legend is the site office. But I'll let you describe everything else on this map as you read it.
So we have this map, and it's the project site map. It's been updated as of January 10th, 1918. And it seems that with this map, there is a way in and out of the mines, and there's the drilling sites and the ones that have been closed off already. But it also seems, most peculiarly, it seems like the site office has actually been moved. And it looks like it's been drawn on rather than printed or put onto the parchment properly. I'm wondering if that was a quick decision to have to do something like this. I must get this out and take it and show it to everyone, but first I'm guessing I'm going to have to try and pick up this body. And I'll roll up the map and I'll put it into my backpack, or my side pack as it was. And I'm going to, first of all, I want to try and wake Ulick.
Okay. Yeah, I'll say.
I'm going to grab some of the whiskey out of the thing and try and wake him up with the smell of whiskey under his nose.
Ulick, can I ask you to make a Constitution check? This is more just to see what happens when you do come to, more than anything else.
Constitution, strength, Constitution of 40. Jesus. Oh, hard success.
So as Professor Miles kind of drops to a knee and tries to shake you awake a little bit, you do come to, and your vision blurred. This kind of, at first, you're because your head is at the kind of back of the grate. All you can see is just this long tunnel of blackness with a little small circle of light at the top, and this kind of soot and mist and black smoke is all settling down on top of your face, and your vision blurs. It kind of swims. At first you see double, but then you kind of get into focus, and you notice this bastard of a pain in your arm. I'm not going to ask you what your dominant hand is, but I'm going to say that your left arm is broken.
He kind of jumps up.
Yeah.
Fucking calm down. Calm down.
Christ almighty, in a chariot-driven fucking sidecar. What the fuck happened? Why'd you tell me to do that?
You said you'd done it before. That was not my decision.
That was. Now, why'd you fucking tell me to go down the fucking chimney? Some professor you are. Fucking hell.
You are in a significant amount of pain.
Fucking elbows. Fuck, now it is.
Right, stop moving around. We need to get out of here now.
Why, the cops coming?
No, but if they do, then of course it's going to look like you were trying to rob the man of the person that you're trying to help.
How are we going to get you back up that chimney?
No, we're going to go out through the window that I opened.
Why the fuck didn't we do that in the first place?
Because you said all the windows were locked.
They were.
Listen, I'm not going to argue with you this about now. Let's get out of here.
What did you find? Did you find anything?
I did, and I'll show you once we get away from here.
I'm not going to be able to climb through that fucking window now with my elbow in this shit.
Well, I'll throw you through it if you need me to.
I'd land on me fucking arm and be killing me. Open the fucking door there from the inside, you mad fuck.
No, because we have to make it look like, something just fell down. We need to find a bird or something and throw it at the chimney. Make it look like
through the window.
make it look like a bird flew down the. I don't know. I've never broken into someone's house before.
Well, forget about breaking in. We're trying to break out. That's what the problem is here.
I've no problem with breaking out. I could just get out through the window.
Right, come on, fuck. You're going to need to help me out this fucking thing now. My fucking elbow's bollocks now, so it is. I have to use my other arm now. Thanks.
Yes, that's going to have to be another thing to let's go. And I'll grab his other arm and like just as he push his legs through, and I'll use the other arm to kind of hold him.
Right. Oh my God, right. Just give us a hand, but not that hand, right? No, just help us through there.
Do you know, for someone that was that agile across the rooftop, I thought you might have been okay down the chimney.
But
I guess not.
Well, it wasn't me. I'll tell you something. I built a few houses in my time. I made a few chimneys. Whoever the fuck put this shite fucking house up now, some messer. Because I tell you, fucking couple of those bricks just went away, came out from under my foot. That's why I was tumbling down. I swear though, I heard the puka laughing.
Quite honestly, that could have been me, but let's get out of here. I'm joking, of course. I'm just trying to... I want to get out of here. I don't want to be caught breaking into someone's house.
You get 3 to 5 for that now. Down to Kilmainham.
Exactly. Let's go.
Right, help us through the fucking thing there, will you?
I've already got your arm. You just need to put your legs through.
That's me fucking sore one you're holding.
Oh, well, turn around then.
What? Right. I'm going to try and scooch through the window.
All right, yeah, and you kind of sit on the sill and kind of loop one leg over and the other around while nursing your injured arm. And where's the destination? Is it full steam ahead to Houlihan's house, or are you going to go get that looked at? Or
is there by any chance a chicken outside?
A chicken?
Yeah, like this was a farm place at some point. Like I just want to see
roll a luck roll. We'll see if there's a random chicken lurking about. Maybe might have strayed in from McGowan's.
What am I rolling?
Do you know what? What did you say? A luck roll? More like a cluck roll. Am I right?
Hey.
Oh, look at that! A 32 for a 53.
Mother clucker. Yeah, as it happens, just as you're climbing out of the window, Professor Miles, you hear this. You almost step on a chicken that must have wandered in from next door.
I'm gonna grab it round its neck, jump back through the window, and I'm literally gonna like stuff it like a foot up into the chimney, and then as I'm coming away from the chimney, I'm gonna like brush away any like potential footprints or handprints going towards the window. And then I'm going to jump out the window and shut the door and just watch as this chicken runs rampage around the house, sooty and dusty.
How did chicken get in a roof?
They can fly, don't you know that?
New story house.
Have you never heard the cautionary tales? You never put a chicken in a fireplace. 50-year bad luck. Oh, it is.
I think my biggest bad luck was coming here with you today.
You'll have nightmares for the rest of your life for 50 years.
Right now, I don't give a cluck.
Chicken in the chimney. One of the worst curses.
It's a chimney fried chicken. I can't help it.
Well, on that clucking note, we'll call it there for this evening, and or for today, and we'll reconvene for episode 6, and we'll see where. We'll see where this story takes us. Thanks, everyone, for
it could go anywhere
listening.
at this stage.
Wow.
Thanks to all the players as usual, and
Thank you, Mark.
we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Look.